we're live. We should be live, good to go. People are waving. I have new audio settings as well as a new microphone, so if anything sounds weird or different, please let me know in the chat and I can address that. But hopefully everything sounds good. What is up, everyone? This is the season finale of Dungeons and Dragonites. I'm your host, SBJ. Season 1 is about to be over here. Below me is playing Wendy. We have the Travis W.
My voice is shot from going to a concert, so let's just all pretend that this is just something that happens to dwarves every once in a while. They just turn into strange puberty babies every once in a while.
Wendy is young, so.
True.
Next to Travis is Jeff, who is playing Emojis.
Good evening, everybody. Did not go to a concert. I'm fine.
And next to Jeff is Logan, who is playing Stant.
My voice is fine, but I will still be making my best effort at a country accent, so it will still sound terrible.
Perfect. And above Logan, who has brought us together, who has spent the last 12 weeks with us. This is week 12, I believe. I can do math. Our amazing Dungeon Master, Greg.
Hello.
If you are listening to the audio-only version, there will be a video version on YouTube if you care to do so. If not, you probably already made it. 11 episodes of audio-only, so here's your last hurrah here, I guess. I do
watch the finale on YouTube.
I do want to say, well, there are new Pokemon on the screen for those watching live on Twitch or on YouTube after this has been up and edited. I haven't asked you guys. I'm going to ask you here on air. I actually have to give props to Nick in our Slack community for suggesting this, but he said that we should all get together after the season's done and record an episode and talk about the season.
Ooh. Yeah. Sounds great.
Talking dragons.
Talking dragons.
Talking dragonites.
Talking Dragonites.
So that probably won't happen like right away, but probably in the next couple like days or something we can all get together and record that. It'll probably just be audio only at that point. But yeah, I thought that would be really cool. Chat hasn't said anything about my volume, so hopefully that is all good and cool. If not, I am just going to hand it over to Greg. Oh, well, actually, before I begin, if you hear papers rustling or dice or anything, please note that we are doing this live. We are playing D&D live, and there are pens and stuff that happen. And also, we might, depending on how long this episode goes, and that would be, up to Greg and how he's feeling, might just plan like a bathroom break or something halfway in. So we'll just switch to standby for 5 minutes or so and then come back. So just keep that in mind. If the stream breaks, you'll see standby too. So just, those are things that happen. And I will pass it to Greg. He will do a quick recap, and then we'll get right into this episode.
All right. Quick recap of what happened last time. You found the ballroom that was more ruined, used the key that you got from the Dragon Queen's throne, went into the weird anti-ballroom where the big giant orb that played horrible music that made 3 of you run away in fear, while the other 2 just smashed it with a hammer until it broke. So you settled that, and then you continued through into the armory or the Chamber of Honor or whatever you wish to call it, where there were 5 statues, one of which was of Wendy's aunt Edwina. They all had magical items, but in order to get them, you had to fight off a bunch of Honedge and Yamask. That went okay-ish. Wendy did scare most of them off by turning undead and made them hover against the walls for a while. In the end, SVJ picked up a new Pokemon. He captured Yamask, which I believe was decided that he picked the Yamask that had the brass face of the half-orc fighter statue. So that's been captured. They all got their various items. SPJ got the hoodie that lets him breathe underwater. Emojis got the fancy clothes that will cast mage armor upon him when he gets damaged. Wendy got her ancestral armor, so she's in full plate. That's fire resistant. Stant got a necklace that lets him talk to animals at will, and also in animal form talk to regular people. And Ephraim got the sun sword, the long sword hilt. And everybody decided to take a break at that point because it was a long battle and a hard battle. Take a short rest, and that brings us up to where we are now.
I'm gonna take the mask that was the brass mask that was the Edwina mask. I don't know what I'll do with it yet, or how I will honor her. But for now, I'll just keep it in the bag.
Okay. So you're putting on your armor. Everybody's resting. Ephraim does approach Wendy to just sort of check in.
Mm-hmm.
How are you doing? That was a little intense.
I'm okay. It's sad to know that she was in that state for so long, but I'm confident that what we did was able to give her some peace. So that's what matters.
Good. It's important to go in at somewhat with peace. We don't know what lies in wait in that next room. How do you think we should proceed? It's become somewhat clear to me, having spent a week in this place. My judgment isn't my own.
What do you mean by that?
My decisions are far darker and far more violent than I had anticipated. There's something about
you
this
was like
place.
You had a cute voice before too, and that went away.
Yeah,
It
and
was
then
weird.
he cut down.
I
a
don't
tree.
think extended time period in this fortress is good for anybody.
If you're right, then the only way forward is to get in there and destroy that darkness, whether it be Dragonheart or whatever is beyond there.
You know, now I think about it. When I was at Lyran, covered in blood, I did a lot of stuff that I probably wouldn't normally do. It's like eating people. It was weird.
Sure, blame it on the dark magic of the Citadel.
I'm not gonna lie. Lyran is made of metal, and he's pretty metal. So it might be a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
What else is in this room besides everything we just slaughtered?
There's not much other than the statues. Everything, it's pretty much looks like the whole room was built just to be sort of. You can't tell if it was meant to honor these 5 or to make them be trophies of something, but it's really just a room designated to hold those statues and the spoils or the belongings of those 5.
It's almost like it was put here to tempt us. Like it was all of our classes, you know?
Well, we fell for that.
I almost regret putting this
it's-
necklace on.
Or maybe that's just how the chosen work. Maybe there's certain archetypes that repeat. We don't really know.
Right. Yeah. Hey, Greg.
Yes.
Does speak with animals work on your mask, or
Yeah.
does your mask actually speak common? Actually, what?
They're sort of a weird hybrid, so it's harder to speak to them, but it still works.
Well, hey, can I talk to Soylent? SBJ? You want to find out about his past or something?
No.
This pains SBJ.
Stant is like, you want to do some role playing in this role playing game? And he's like, nah.
No, I get it.
I mean, Soylent and D Pepper are going over very important wrestling moves. We don't have time to focus on the past.
Oh, you don't have to tell me twice, buddy. That's all you had to say. Wrestling moves take precedence.
Only looking ahead here.
Yeah. Speaking of looking ahead, let's just open that door and not check with the perception or look if there's a trap door or anything under it. Let's just open it right up.
Actually, let's do the things you were saying not to do.
What? Oh, all right, whatever.
I put my ear on the door.
Make anybody who wishes to make some sort of perception check about the door may do so.
Yeah.
I'll percept this door.
I check for trap doors. 25.
You find no trap doors. It just seems to be a very simple door.
21 for me on my perception check to hear what's on the other side.
Classic 10 for me.
I guess I'll roll. 12.
You don't really hear anything on the other side of the door. You can't tell if it's because the door is really thick or there's just nothing going on. But the door fits into the sort of frame incredibly well. Like you can't, like if you hold your hands up, you can't see any light coming through. You know, it's pretty perfectly sealed.
Ready to open it, guys?
I am. But you know I am. I'm always.
As long as we, if it's with how perfectly sealed it is, I worry that this door is here to keep something in.
We let something out, and
and
it went right in there.
Yeah.
True, and I guess it wouldn't make sense. But I guess what I'm saying is we should make sure we close the door behind us so that whatever is in there doesn't get out.
Well, that's just good manners. I wasn't raised in a barn.
We also knocked.
Weren't you?
If any of us were raised in a barn stand, I would have expected it to be you.
I take great offense to that. I'm a learned man.
I've wrestled in barns before. They're nice places. They pay out well.
Y'all make fun of me.
Are you going to arrange yourselves in any order or prep anything before you go in?
I'll be last in line.
I'll be in the front.
I'm second.
I'll go third.
I have my shield and my warhammer ready.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna cast
real quick. I'm gonna hang on a second, guys. I really need to sketch this Honedge and Yamask.
What are our horsepowers like? What are our HP like?
I healed for full.
I believe I'm at full
I'm at full.
Okay.
because of our naps and stuff, right?
He took a short rest, and I think
And we rolled last.
Yeah, I think pretty much all of you spent most of your hit dice. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast Bless on everybody. So for the next, well, I guess I'll save some of the duration of it. I don't want to waste some of the duration of it, so I won't cast it just yet.
Okay. What's the duration?
It's only a minute.
Oh.
Well, let's pile in there.
Knock first, or just push?
and remember, you can bless up to 3 creatures of your choice. It's not everybody.
Right.
Pick the 3. All right, so Wendy's going to open the door.
Yep.
All right, so you sort of figure out how the door works, and you sort of press on it, and it moves really easily and opens up into this gigantic room. So the room is still that same sort of black stone that's been these rooms up until now. It's 60 feet wide, and from what you're guessing, it's about 120 feet to the far wall. Immediately in front of you, you can see that in the center of the room there are 4 large statues that go from the floor up to the ceiling, and the ceiling's about 100 feet above you. So the center of the room is taken up by these large statues. So the one closest to you on the left is a very lifelike carving of Dragonite. Then 30 feet past that, still on the left, is a large statue that is a very realistic, from what you can tell from the book that you found, carving of Gudra. On the right, the one closest to you that goes all the way up to the wall is a very realistic carving of Garchomp. And then behind that, 30 feet behind it's on the right, so they're all sort of lined up together. The last one is a realistic carving of Haxorus. Along the walls, there are those large braziers of, they're big gold, they're about 5 feet across. Lit. 60 feet in the room, you see a flight of stairs that travels up about 15 feet to an upper pedestal. On the pedestal, you see a giant dragon throne, and sitting on the dragon throne is a dwarf in full armor with a great sword at his side. Standing in front of him, off to 2 sides, acting as if they are guards, you can see 2 dwarven women who are guards. Right behind his throne, you see a dwarven man who's in robes. And behind all of them is a very large, what looks to be a coffin that is all dragon themes. There's like a dragon lid, and it's got like dragons all over the sides. And the minute Wendy steps through, the man on the throne immediately turns his attention and says, "Edwina, you have finally returned to me."
Not quite. You killed my aunt, and I intend to repay the favor.
I did not kill her. Her brother killed her.
What do you mean?
He was jealous, angry that a woman was chosen, his younger sister. And when she refused to follow his orders to do what he said, he tracked her down here and killed her.
All right. Okay. Whoa. He's doing some weird stuff with your brain or whatever. Don't even listen to that.
I'm
Coal
remembering,
carvers
and it
were
was
never
like,
known for taking their women seriously. Always told them that they weren't important, to stand off to the side. The anger he felt at his sister gaining glory drove him insane.
I'm sure there's some elements to truth to that, Wendy, but don't, he can cast spells on people, so don't listen to him too hard.
I from the
don't
back.
worry, my resolve won't break.
I from the back of the room look over everyone and yell, "Hey, dwarf guys, there's a store up there?"
Yes, there is.
All right, we're in the right place, guys.
I don't think
why
I'm the
didn't
one
you
need
come
to
up?
worry about Stan.
I was gonna say that's not important right now.
SPJ, similar stuff that I said to Wendy applies to you. That there's not a story, man.
D Pepper pulls on me and verifies that Logan is correct. Stant, I'm sorry.
What do you know about the Chosen?
They are the selected. They are chosen to serve. They receive their mission.
Serve who?
That depends who chose them.
Oh.
We got chosen by Arceus, you guys. He probably wants us to do good things and not be lackeys for that guy.
Do we know that? If we got chosen by...
Why did you tell him that? What is this, a free-for-all effect?
I'm about to choose that guy to get murdered. That's
Right.
what I would choose.
I would say to get wrecked. We're not out to kill people, Stan.
You got an eloquent way with words, Emojis.
Man.
So you just been waiting in this closet for like years?
I only just recently was awoken from my prison.
Oh yeah, it was us. Yeah. What about all your friends? They
Stuck in the closet too?
yeah,
Just
they were
hanging out in here?
My loyal guards, the ones that died protecting me from Edwina's crazy brother.
Got some facts that are not verifiable right there.
I mean, out of character, that is basically what Ephraim told me, was that I think grandfather is what,
Your grandfather, yes.
right?
Oh, so it's your great aunt?
Yep.
Not. Oh, that was confusing me. Okay,
Right.
gotcha. Great aunt.
That my grandfather went to defeat Dragonheart's forces, and also told me that included killing Edwina, but so I guess I forgot that. I thought it the way I did, but okay.
I mean, yeah, grandfather definitely came in and killed all the people, but it was for good reasons, right? Ish.
I elbow Elmbrook and point up at the dwarf, and I ask if he knows who that is.
You're asking Ephraim if he knows who that is?
Yes.
Yes. That is unmistakably Geo Dragonheart.
Geo. Wait, your first name's Geo?
His name is Geo.
That's a weird name, dude. I can see why you got little man syndrome for real. Ooh, your name was Geo. Ooh, I mean, I'm named after like a deer or whatever, and geez, that's just, you got a goofy name, buddy.
I
Do you
didn't
have any
choose
last
the
words
name.
before we start this?
Yes. I'll be happy to sacrifice another set of chosen.
That's
You
if
won't
you
live.
win.
You won't live to see that day. I cast Bless on Emojis, SBJ, and Stant.
Everybody roll initiative.
Do I get my spell off before that
Yeah,
happens?
because you were saying that you're holding it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
So,
Okay.
as far as positioning, how close did you approach the staircase
I would say we're still at the door.
at the
That
door?
was
We're
what I
at
was
the
envisioning
door.
as well.
Okay.
Stant uses every opportunity to get closer to the people he's about to punch, so I would say Stant got closer than the others.
Okay.
I would say that I'm
About
close
halfway-
to the door as possible.
Okay.
You can put me around where Logan is, or around where Stant is, I guess.
All right. So I'll put. So
I'm with
Wendy and
SBJ in
Stan
the
are
back.
in the middle. I'll put you in the middle of the room, about halfway to the stairs. Ephraim, Emojis, and SBJ are still by the door.
I drew a picture.
What is it?
That's a picture of the room.
Of the... And
Oh.
where everybody's standing.
I was drawing
Man,
it when,
so pro.
when Greg was
Man, that's how you
explaining.
That's how you win a tournament right there.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Tournament
12
plays.
episodes. I'm tournament ready at the end of this campaign.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have a big tournament at the end of all this. Let me see. So SPJ is 21, Emojust 19, Stant 13. Okay. I know how to order numbers.
My favorite part of the show is when we are not saying anything and we're just looking at initiative rolls.
I'm flipping pages to remember what spells
I
do.
already burned all my good jokes at the beginning.
I guess we could make fun of Geo some more. That dude.
That do any. All right, so the very first person to go is SBJ.
All right. I'm not used to going first. I will. Well, actually, my character will run up to the Haxorus statue. You said that's about 30 feet.
Yep.
And I will run up with the pepper, and we will kneel and defend behind the Haxorus statue, facing the throne.
Okay. On 20, you see Dragonheart touch something on his throne. All of the lights in the room go completely dark. The door seals. And then you hear a sort of quick hissing, and you all realize that you are now in dense fog.
Wait.
Did I make it to the statue?
Yep, you made it to the statue.
Okay.
Emojis, say your word for your light.
Yeah, can I do that now or on my turn?
On your turn.
Yeah, I figured. Slow down.
All right, so SBJ, who's defending by the Haxorus statue, the statue itself shoots out a blade and stabs you in the side for 3 points of damage.
Perfect.
Oh no. Does it hit D Pepper?
No. It does not see D Pepper as a target. It's too small.
Would I have taken, as this is a non-pro question, would I have taken more damage if I was not defending?
Well, by defending, I had to roll twice and take the lower of the two.
Oh,
Unfortunately, I rolled incredibly high on both.
Oh, okay.
So,
no, that makes sense. I was just trying to understand the situation.
Yeah.
Totally cool.
So by defending, you caused me to have disadvantage, but but the statue was real good.
Okay, cool. No, that's
all right.
Fair.
Since none of you can really see each other, we'll go to Stant.
I will cast Spike Growth on the throne and radiating out, or where the throne was when I knew where that was.
All right. Since you are completely obscured, you have. Is it a ranged attack?
Or 150 feet.
But do you have to make a ranged attack?
No, it's just 20-foot radius centered on a point within range.
Okay.
And then that becomes difficult terrain, and a creature that moves into it or within the area takes 2d4 piercing damage for every 5 feet it travels.
Okie doke.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Approve.
All right, and then I will transform into Bulbasaur.
Okay.
I could still talk like this. You guys is cool.
D Pepper is very
prefer
confused.
If you didn't,
about
that sounds
sounds.
Is Nicholas.
All right.
I see skies of blue.
All right, so lost in the fog. So Wendy is standing next to Stant. So Wendy can see Stant turn into a Bulbasaur, but you cannot see anybody else.
Okay.
Watch out
Wendy's
for that
turn.
spike growth.
Out of control already. We're off the rails.
This is the best episode yet.
Thanks,
All right.
Tom Waits.
Wendy.
Stan has brand new vocal cords.
So I can't
Don't blame him.
see I can't see that a statue attacked SBJ.
You cannot. You heard him probably yelp, but you don't know where really he is or what happened because you can't see it.
So if I didn't know that, I don't think I would have any reason to run towards the statue. Wait, I wonder if trying to think of what I could do about this fog, if anything. I don't think so. Do I have to be able to see the throne to put my spiritual weapon by it?
You can put it where you think it was, but since you can't visualize the target, you'll have disadvantage on any attacks you make with it.
That's fine. Is it fine?
It's fine because you get an attack every turn, right?
Yeah, I'll do it. Or wait, is it a concent? It's not even a concentration.
It's not a
spell.
concentration. No. Nope.
Man, the spell is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'll cast Spiritual Weapon on where the
Okay.
throne was.
You cast it.
I think we did it wrong last time, and that's why I was confused, because I thought I could attack the same turn I casted it, but I'm realizing that casting Spiritual Weapon is a bonus action, and it takes a bonus action to perform the attack, and you can only get one bonus action per turn. So that's
Can't you transfer your regular action into a bonus though?
No. So this is sort of the thing that's up for a lot of debate about it. Because technically by the spell, it says you cast a spell, when you cast the spell, you can make a melee spell attack against a creature within 5 feet of the weapon. So it's built into the wording of... So when it appears, the way I've been playing it across most of the games is that you do get that first attack with it because it's part of the spell. It says it in the spell text.
I'll try to attack one of the guard. Actually,
get this fog spell out of here.
I don't have any way of doing that.
Well, you can't attack Dragonheart. Like, hopefully it's
Probably can't see him.
He can't see him.
I'll try to hit one of the. Well, I want to get sort of more of the sources of damage out so that we can focus on Dragonheart at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of eliminate the smaller sources of damage. So I'll try to hit one of the guards. I assume they're within 5 feet of the weapon.
Yep.
Does it say what I do for the?
It's a melee attack using your spell bonus, and you have disadvantage because you can't see.
Right.
Hey, did any of us get inspiration back that used it for being so awesome in role-playing and not having any inspiration for the whole first 10 episodes?
I mean, I still have my inspiration from...
The lower roll is a 10.
You can't see what happened, but you don't think you hit anything.
Okay. I'll run towards the throne.
Just going straight down the middle?
Yeah, but I'll keep in mind to try and not step on thorns. And if nothing happens along the way, I'll take a defensive stance at the end.
Yeah, so you can close the gap to get to the foot of the stairs.
Okay. And then I'll get my shield up, a defensive stance.
Okay. Emojis.
Yes, sir. So obviously, I think I want to pull out my little globe in my backpack and say the command word to light it up.
All right.
Up in here, and
So you light it up, and it starts to reflect off the fog. It does not give you. It doesn't dispel the fog in any way. It just you can see better around you, but you're still enveloped in fog. You cannot see.
oh,
Would
man.
daylight do anything to it?
We need to get rid of this fog, ASAP.
Well, your globe can cast daylight. Does daylight? Would daylight?
I forgot fog was water. I could destroy water.
Is it water?
I'll do that on my next turn.
Because I could manipulate it.
You
Or can I would Thunder Wave push it back?
No, it might, but it'd come right back. You should probably use daylight anyway on your orb because it won't hurt us and it might hurt his undead friends. Which is just a word.
Yeah, it was just a second command word, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Intensify the daylight.
All right. So the
And it's floating, right? So I don't
Yeah.
have to hold it. No one can come
So
after me.
yeah, it turns out brighter, so it's as if you're walking next to a mini sun, but it does not do anything to the fog.
Do I still get an action, or was that my actions?
You can still get an action.
Oh, okay. Well, being the wizard in the group and how everyone fantasizes SBJ, I think the smart move would probably try to follow after SBJ for
I'll be
defense.
able to destroy the fog on my turn. I was just I'm not at tournament play yet. And I forgot that destroy water can destroy a 30-foot cube of fog.
Oh wow.
Really? Wait.
You have destroy water. You have creator destroy water, right, Emojis?
He has.
I have
manipulate
shape water, but it doesn't say anything about fog.
You could.
Greg is
You
shaking
couldn't
his head
shape
no.
the-
Greg's saying no.
He can shape it, but he can't destroy it.
Well, wait. It's fog
just-
water.
Could you just throw it in the air?
It depends on what he wants to do with it.
Hold on. So you're saying fog is water?
It is.
So,
Yes.
Okay, now, hold on, though, because I can change the water's opacity, which means could I turn down the opacity of the fog to a point in which we could see through it?
I
I can do it for an hour.
For what you can affect, yes.
Oh, because you're saying I can only do it within a 5-foot cube?
Right.
Dang it. Well, I guess
So you could
my pro
fix
play
it around you, but it's not going to probably give you the effect that you're looking for.
My pro play is going to be run up to SBJ, and I'm going to help him see when he needs to change. Whenever
What
it happens.
path are you taking to get to SBJ?
Well, the way he ran to the left to the statue, right? You went left.
Do you...
Oh, you went right.
You went right.
I can't see.
That's why I drew a map.
Do you go down the center and then turn right, or go right to hover next to the statues and follow that way?
I think because of the intensity of the fog at the moment, I'm going to hug the wall and go right first and then straight to the statue. Because I don't want to run into any scary...
So do you go along the outer wall?
Yes.
All right. So it's going to take longer for you to go along the outer wall, but it's probably safer.
Right. That was the objective. To stay alive.
Okay. So do you want to use your action to move and then move again?
Yes.
Okay. So you can hover along the wall and get to where you can
Hover.
see the giant statue. You still can't see SBJ through the fog, but if you move towards that statue, you probably can.
Right, that's my second move, right?
All right. So you kind of go up next to that statue, and you do find him and D Pepper kneeling against the statue.
Hi, SPJ.
What's
All right, and that brings us to SBJ.
This is gonna be weird. Can I have D Pepper use his wings to create wind to get rid of the fog?
He does have Air Cutter as an action, so he could use that to dispel some of the fog. Yes.
Can he attack with Air Cutter and do that?
Yes.
Attack that throne.
This is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to. So I'm in front of the Haxorus statue. I tell D Pepper to turn around and to attack the Garchomp statue with Air Cutter.
Okay. It's not hard to miss it because it's giant. So he does a quick attack, and it clears a 10-foot path of fog so that you have a corridor straight off to the Garchomp statue. And you can see Stant in that corridor. So Stant, you have a 10-foot corridor of visual. Still can't see up the stairs because that's not been cleared. But you can see Emojis and SBJ next to the giant Haxorus statue.
Oh, hey, guys.
And then, because that was my action, right?
Yep.
Can I move across to the Gudrich statue and then kneel and defend in front of that?
Yes.
And that is what I will do. D Pepper follows.
Okay. All right. So Emojis is by the
I'm behind the statue on the right.
Haxorus statue.
Yeah.
11 hits you, correct?
My armor class is 11.
Yep. So it hits you.
Dude,
So
wait, you use your clothes.
Yeah,
Use your
I have my
clothes.
clothes on.
It happens when
automatic.
he gets damaged.
it snaps out, hits you for 3 points of damage, and your mage armor activates. So you gain
Yeah.
2 more AC.
Okay,
SBJ, while you are standing next to the Gudra statue, you realize that the Gudra statue has been leaking ooze all over the floor. So in order to move away from the statue, you will need to make a strength saving throw, or you are slowed by the goop.
Got it.
Whoa.
And that is everybody who's by a statue. And you can't see up on the platform, so we will go to Ephraim, who has lit his sun sword and makes his way, so he's now standing next to Wendy at the foot of the stairs.
Cool.
Stant!
All right, what can I see?
So you can see Emojis has just been stabbed by the Haxorus statue. You saw SBJ run across to the Gudra statue, but lost him in the fog. And you can see a clear path between the Haxorus statue and the Garchomp statue. You can see that there's a bunch of sand swirling around the base of the Garchomp statue, and it's been moving out. Makes you think that you probably don't want to go near that statue.
I don't think I want to go near any of the
vaguely
statues.
see the shapes of Ephraim and Wendy up front at the foot of the stairs leading up, but you still can't see up top.
All right, I'll move towards where Ephraim and Wendy are.
Okay.
Can I see anything now? Anything at all?
Nope. The fog is still thick on the stairs.
I guess I'll move towards where I think the throne is.
All right. So you make your way up the stairs. So you're going to use your action to move?
Yeah.
All right. So you make your way up the stairs, and as your head pokes out, they have all been waiting.
Well, of course. Of course they have.
No.
So...
How many is all of them?
there are
1, 3,
the 2
4.
guards, the priest, and the and Dragonheart. So the priest
The
looks
priest?
at you and mutters
Which one was there? A
some.
priest?
I thought it was a bodyguard. Like,
But there's
the
a
2 girls.
person in robes behind him.
Oh, the
Oh.
robes.
I'm going to need them all to make a DC 13 Wisdom save or become charmed by my Bulbasaur self.
They are not close to you. They are a bit away from you.
They can still be
You
10
have to
feet
stop.
away.
Hmm?
They can still be 10 feet away.
Yep, I'll make it for the
Okay.
2 guards. The priest does enchant some words, and you see some sort of dark goop shoot out at you, but it does not succeed in hitting you.
Poison type,
Uh,
anyway.
You see that Geo moved out of the spike area, and he's back by the coffin, but the 2 guards are close, so they need to make wisdom saving throws.
Yeah, DC 13.
Neither of them
Nice.
make it, so they do not see you as an enemy.
Yeah.
Oh, but it only works for Stant.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
They won't take any hostile actions towards me.
So it just means they'll all attack me instead.
Which is what we want, because the Bulbasaur is fragile. He's not Lyran.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, not. I mean, like, he's still got 48 HP. It's
I just like
kinda crazy.
imagine a Bulbasaur with like the Metal Gear Solid headband on, like army crawling up these stairs.
In a box.
Yeah. There's an exclamation point above the priest.
All right, Wendy is up.
All right, I'm gonna do what I should have done a long time ago. Pull out my my symbol of Xerneas, and I say, strangely, I'm really glad you taught me this one. And I cast create or destroy water, and I'm gonna choose destroy water to destroy fog in a 30-foot cube. And I'm going to put the tail end of that 30 feet, the far end of the 30 feet,
Of the room.
like 5 feet behind the throne. Does that make sense? So
Yes.
the cube extends 5 feet beyond the throne,
Yep.
and then 25 feet towards me.
All right. So
What is
you
revealed?
chant, and the fog just sort of dissolves away. It just sort of pulls back. So everybody's at the foot of the stairs. SBJ and Emojis can now see. There are 2 guards who are next to the Bulbasaur who seem to be ignoring the Bulbasaur.
Mm-hmm.
The priest is off to the left of the coffin, and Dragonheart is on the coffin.
Who is within range of my spiritual weapon?
Either of the 2 guards.
All right. Guard 1. Guard right. The right.
he has a
guard.
name. Maybe.
She has a name.
She.
He has a name, sorry. I suppose
7.
I offered just as much
Yep.
disrespect.
So the spiritual weapon, you're still sort of disoriented from the fog, and there's a bright daylight globe. And the spiritual weapon, sort of the guard sort of ducks underneath as it goes overhead.
Mm-hmm. That's my turn then, because create or destroy water is an action.
All right. Emojis.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm at the Haxorus statue. Can I Am I able to move within range of the priest beside the coffin?
Yep.
I would like to move into range without stepping on the thing.
Yep, you can go to the foot of
Okay.
the stairs and be out of everything. And
Oh,
still
okay.
be able to target the priest.
All right, then I'll go to the foot of the stairs.
Okay.
I'll just say that. So I walk over there, and then I want to attack the priest. Can I do that
Okay.
this turn?
Yep.
And I want to use Witch Bolt onto the priest because I think he's going to be a problem.
Yeah. Attack the healer.
So I roll my d20 plus 6. And I roll a 25.
That's
That's a
a
hit.
Mojus blows I love.
Good job, Mojus.
Yeah, I thought the southern
And-
thing was bad.
And I roll a
I have
1.
not yet begun
When
to
I roll-
voice act.
Southern Bulbasaur.
It's just
When I-
1d12.
Do I add anything to that or no?
I don't believe you add your modifier. Let me double check. But I think it's just 1d12. 1d12. Which bolt?
That
Yep, it's-
bolt. Get it? Because it's which bolt? It's that bolt.
Heyo.
Werewolves. Their castle.
Meow.
Oh, we lost Mojus.
Mojus is dead.
That 25 was just
It's too much
took
for
all his
Mojus.
energy.
Too much.
I'm back. I got a 5.
Yes, I see that. So he takes 5 points of damage.
I take 5 points of damage?
No. You roll the
Right.
5, he takes 5 points of damage.
Right. I believe that concludes my turn, correct?
It does. All right. The guards, since they can't attack Bulbasaur, the next closest target is Wendy. So they will close the gap to attack Wendy.
Hey, when they close the gap, are they standing on that spike growth? Or
Yeah, whatever.
Uh, No, you centered it on the throne,
yeah, okay.
so they are
Is-
off to the side of the throne.
Is that why Dragonheart's standing on the coffin?
Yes.
They're not within 20 feet of the throne? I figured it was closer than that, but well.
Technicalities.
Check the book.
No, yeah, you could be within 20 feet, but so would you, depending on where you stopped.
Well, I cast it, and so
Are you immune to it?
no, it's camouflage to look natural. A creature can, like, if you're spending the movement to go double, then you don't get messed up by it. But since we were in fog, nobody saw me cast it. So
Right. But are you also immune to it?
let me see. The transformation of the ground is camouflage to look natural. Any creature that can't see the area at the time the spell is cast must make a Wisdom perception check against your spell save DC to recognize the terrain as hazardous before entering it. Let's see.
That creature means you, and since you
Yeah.
did not see where you cast it, you don't know where it is.
What?
Either.
Oh.
You cast it based off of your vision of memory, but you did not have line of sight.
So have I stepped into my own thing?
We will determine that on your turn.
Okay.
They seem to have recognized that patch is not good and are walking around it
Okay.
Ooh.
as they make their way toward Wendy.
See, I thought I cast it under them, but I guess I didn't. Oh well.
They moved during the fog
Okay.
to cover all possible points of egress, especially since Dragonheart said, "Oh crap, I'm being stabbed." They figured something was up. But you didn't hear that part. All right, so the first one comes down to attack Wendy with a wicked-looking dagger. Stabs, but does not at all hit. Not even close. No. Both of them are way too into the Bulbasaur smell.
Hey.
They're all like,
Aren't we all?
"That's gonna feel good." Can't. Oh, I love that smell. They're just sort of, happy with life. They're back alive again. They can smell again. It's all good. All right, SPJ.
I'm assuming there's still some fog on the left-hand side of the arena, past the Gudra. D Pepper and I, we go over to that side of the wall. We kind of do a roll into like an army crawl.
Make me a strength check, please.
Oh, yeah.
A strength saving throw.
You're gonna get gooed. About to get gooed.
Yep.
Get gooed!
My sneak plan is about to go out the window here. I got a 10.
All right, so you can still move, but you can only move at half your actual full move because it's like walking through sticky mud. So you can get to the other wall, but that takes up all of your move. D Pepper doesn't have that problem because he basically is hovering up and over.
Oh, okay.
So you can get to the other side of the Gudra statue, but you're still in the goop because you just don't have your full move because it's slowing you down, but you can get there.
Okay. And then while I am in there, I do a perception check. I just want to see if I can notice anything else in the room from that area.
Okay.
I know I'm in fog, but I stick my head outside the fog and I just kind of take a look.
Since you're using sight, you have your goggles on, which give you advantage. The fog's giving you a disadvantage, so it's just a straight perception shot.
Okay, so I just roll 1d20 plus 1.
Yep.
No, plus 2, sorry. Oh, that is a 4.
No, you do not see anything really unusual or out of the ordinary other than a lot of fog.
Okay, I go into a defensive stance inside the fog then.
Okay. Dragonheart, standing on top of the coffin, lowers his heavy crossbow and takes aim at Emojis.
What?
And fires!
Oh, we haven't
But
been using
because of the
we haven't been
mage
using
armor,
glass.
the arrow comes in and bounces off the clothing and does not succeed in hitting.
I haven't been using what?
Well, I guess there haven't been instances for you to use the 1d4 from Bless that I gave you, but
Is it for damage?
it's on the attack roll.
It's for attack. You haven't attacked him
Wait.
yet.
True. Like Jeff did, but like
I
Emojis did, but he hit anyway, so who cares?
Oh, so you roll to hit, not damage.
Yeah,
Mhm.
plus 1d4.
Yep.
Gotcha. Alrighty.
The fanatic looks at Wendy,
Mm-hmm.
and Wendy needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
I got you. $13.
So you hear him utter some words that you distinctly hear commanding you to stop. And for a brief minute, all of your joints freeze up. But then you sort of focus and break through and shatter its hold upon you. And you are
I
not by a
crack
spell.
my knuckles after I they were stopped.
However, a shimmering weird blade that looks awfully similar to your spiritual weapon appears right next to you. And
I can do both those things?
It's a bonus action.
Oh, yeah.
And it tries to stab you, but you are way too in the zone right now, and you just sort of knock its spiritual weapon away with your shield. Just sort of block it. All right. Ephraim charges up towards the guards that have come down with the sun sword. God, does not roll good. Not good. Seeming that they're sort of like being pieced out in bliss and thinking that he's been in his head, he's thinking he's making bad decisions. He does not strike well with his new sword, and it sort of hits the ground.
Come on, Ephraim.
And Stant is up. Stant needs to make me a wisdom saving throw against his own spell.
Okay. All right. That's no big deal.
Don't worry, Stan. You'll hit tournament play next time.
Next time.
Next week.
Next time.
Next week, I think, right?
I failed against
You
my
have
own.
no idea where exactly your boundaries are.
Well, I'm just gonna stay put. How close is that wizard?
So you're, let me see. You're about halfway up the stairs. 15 feet away.
All right. Well, then I don't need to move. I'll just do what's Bulbasaur's attack? Poison powder.
Okay.
Which has a short range of 20. All right. Chapow. Does a 12 hit?
No. Alack and alas, it does not hit. And it dodges out of the way.
Oh well. Let's see. Does Bulbasaur have a minor action? Bonus action, not a minor action. That's 4th edition.
As a swift action, I will.
Yeah, no, I don't have anything else to do.
All right. So you're just sort of stand put. You sort of spray the powder over there. It shuffles and sort of hits the ground, but does not hit anybody. Wendy! So there are 2 guards next to you, sort of blissed out and still trying to kill you.
Okay. I'll hit the one on my right.
Okay.
I don't get the bless bonus because I could only put it on 3 people, and I sacrifice myself for the benefit of the team. You're welcome. I say that out
Okay,
loud.
so which 3 did you bless again?
I appreciate you.
It was
Wendy.
Stant, Emojis, and SBJ. So not Ephraim or myself.
Okay.
The A team of the team.
Team 1.
And Team B.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh, my roll's 12.
That is actually a hit.
Oh, I mean, my rolls are so good.
So you crang the guard with your hammer.
My rolls. 3 damage.
So you kind of smash, but you're still sort of wobbly from nearly being paralyzed. And so you don't do as much damage as you'd hoped. But you do some.
Yeah.
Emojis.
Yeah, well, I'm all charged up, so I'm going to go for my damage on it's a priest, right? Not a wizard.
Yes, it's a priest.
Yeah.
Just clarifying the details. So just rolling I'll roll damage. 6.
Okay. So
And
the witch
if
bolt is still going on. The lightning is still sparking into him. Do you wish to move, or are you staying put?
if I move, do I lose my concentration on the witch bolt?
Nope.
No. I lose my concentration if I cast a new spell, correct?
If you cast another concentration spell, or if you take damage.
Oh,
But you can
shoot, I
cast
forgot
other
to-
spells, but
Yeah.
continuing the damage on Witch Bolt is your action.
Hit him with all the spells.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna. Brain just literally just blanked. I want to go with a firebolt unless that's a concentration. It's instantaneous.
Doing Witch Bolt's damage is your action.
Is your action.
So you got bonus action if you have any.
Which I don't think you would.
I don't think I do. So wait,
Would it be cheating
use-
for me to go back and use my spiritual weapon as a bonus action? Because I forgot it.
No, I'll let you do it. Yeah, you can move it 20 feet.
That's so rad. This spell's so good. I'm going to put it next to the one I was already attacking.
Okay.
That's a 23.
That is a hit.
Let me remember how much damage that does. 1d8 plus my spellcasting modifier.
It's still
Slamming into the
triggered.
priest.
Yeah,
Which one is
yeah.
Wendy can use your spiritual weapon as your bonus action.
Who is near it?
You can move it to anybody.
What? Really?
Yeah, you can move it 20 feet.
That's so rad. This spell's so good. I'm gonna put it next to the one I was already attacking.
Okay.
That's a 23.
That is a hit.
Let me remember how much damage that does. 1d8 plus my spellcasting modifier. That's 10 damage.
All right, so what shape does your...
It's Xerneas' antler.
All right, so the antler comes up behind the guard and sort of rams through her chest. You see the rainbow spikes come straight out, and it pulls back, and the guard just crumples to the ground.
Yeah,
that was
I
heavy,
look,
man.
I look up to the sky, like talking to Xerneas, and I'm like, thank you. And my fist like clangs against my armor when I do it too.
All right, the guard, seeing the friend go down, attempts to double the attack and hit Wendy because now they're mad.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she's mad because her friend went down.
Wait, the one guard went down, so the other guard's attacking twice as hard?
Yes, and crits. So
yeah, twice as
giant, just angry stabs into Wendy, pulls out for 8 points of damage.
Oh my good golly gosh. Okay. Let's see if I remember what 21 minus 8 is. That would be 13, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
SPJ and D Pepper
Are gone.
Are not here.
Oh.
Please leave a message after the beep.
See, it's weird because normally I feel like D Pepper would be the secretary here answering the calls.
Can I ask?
Yeah, SPJ should insert a clip of Farfetch talking.
Can I ask Dragonheart some questions while we wait?
Sure.
What is the sound of one hand clap? No. I say,
Yeah.
how do you
Why
how
are
did
you
you
so
charm
mad?
the chosen?
It was very easy.
You are gross and slimy.
How?
And you sound
Yes.
exactly.
The question
like
was
us.
how.
Especially your damaged,
you.
weak, desperate aunt.
Get the
Front door.
far-fetched out of here.
All right, it's SPJ and D Pepper.
So as I'm in the fog, I am going to crawl towards the staircase. Obviously, I'm against the wall, though. And then I am going to attempt to climb the wall.
Do the statues move?
No. So you're going to climb up the side of the wall?
Yeah. Up to the
All right.
platform where Goblin Troll guy is.
So do you want to climb up the stairs along the wall or actually cling to the wall using the sticky goo to actually climb across the wall?
I will do the ladder with the sticky goo. I mean,
Okay.
I
The cool one. Duh.
have, brings me back to the day. What do you want me to roll for that?
I'm going to call that an acrobatics maneuver.
Okay. That is a 14.
It's not as graceful as you want, but it's still pretty darn cool. Using sort of the slime and goop that's covering you, you sort of swing up, stick to the wall, sort of do this kind of cool Spider-Man move, and get to the top of the stairs and out of the fog.
So that means I can see him now.
So I'm at the top. How close am I to everyone else?
So the guards are at the bottom of the stairs fighting Wendy. You are 15 feet away. No, actually, correct that. You're 10 feet away from the priest and 20 feet away from Dragonheart, who is on the coffin.
I will tell Farfetch to use Feather Dance, and I will do the priest.
Okay.
And the other guy that I can't remember. And
Sure.
So you can hit all three. So you can hit Dragonheart, the priest, and the remaining guard.
Okay.
Yep.
I was it's at 30 feet, so I wasn't sure. Farfetch must do, or you would have to do a charisma throw. Do I have to roll anything for that, or is that all you
Nope,
do?
I have to make charisma checks.
Okay.
So as Farfetch'd begins its dance, Dragonheart shouts out, "Look away!" And everybody seems to be somewhat bolstered by his command.
Can't look away.
Dragonheart does not manage to look away from that dance, though.
It's a great dance, right?
He's really enthralled in that. The guard does focus just pure rage on Wendy and does not care what Farfetch'd is doing. The priest also listens to the command and does not fall for Farfetch'd antics. Dragonheart himself, however, is very much into whatever Farfetch'd is doing right now.
So he'll be plus 1d4, minus 1d4?
The plus 1d4 is a very specific thing.
Okay.
All right. So, Dragonheart loads up his crossbow again and fires on Emojis.
Oh.
Wait, what? Slow down. Wait, can I use shield?
You can, but it's not going to save you in this case. Shield's going to get you to an 18.
Okay, pro
And
play,
you got
not pro play, not shield. Continue.
Hit
me.
Loads, locks and loads, shoots the heavy crossbow. The crossbow bolt closes the gap and hits Emojis for 5 points of damage.
What?
And you need to make me a concentration check.
Oh no, to see if I can still hold on my witch bolt.
Correct.
Hold on to that witch bow.
It's a D20 plus your Constitution modifier.
Plus, which is 3. Alrighty, so D20 plus
Man, all your character stats are
16.
like awesome.
You maintain concentration.
Yeah, from what I
I
remember,
do.
Emojis started real early rolling the crits, even for his character creation.
I'm crit Mojis.
And then,
So I took 5 damage, right?
yep. And then Dragonheart shouts out to press the attack to everybody.
What? No.
Ephraim, who's standing next to Wendy, seeing the rage that the one guard had and stabbed Wendy, decides to attempt to, this time, actually hit the side of a barn. And succeeds in doing so. Just slams the
lightsaber.
the sun sword, into the guard. And in one quick attack, just slices through, takes a big chunk out of that guard, and the guard falls over onto the stairs.
Awesome.
Way you go, Ephraim.
And then he has to make a wisdom save to not go into the terrible ground, which he does. So he crosses the stairs to where around the outline of your difficult terrain and ends up closer to SBJ, as he seems to be making a beeline towards the priest. Dant. So the two guards that were around Wendy are now on the ground. You still don't really have a good idea where your difficult terrain is.
Can I make... is the priest still where he was?
Yep, he hasn't moved.
All right, another poison powder at that feller.
Okay.
A 19?
That is a hit.
Woo!
Oh, yeah. All right, this is... Okay, well, first of all, he has to make a DC 12 Constitution check or be poisoned for an hour. And then I do 2d6 plus 2.
He is not poisoned.
Oh, dang.
Oh,
He's still where he was?
Yep, he hasn't moved.
All right, another poison powder at that feller.
Okay.
A 19?
That is a hit.
woo!
Oh, yeah. All right, this is... Okay, well, first of all, he has to make a DC 12 Constitution check or be poisoned for an hour. And then I do 2d6 plus 2.
He is not poisoned.
Oh, dang.
Oh,
And I didn't do very good on the roll, but 7 damage.
All right. So the poison powder sort of gets sucked up when he takes a big breath in and he coughs. It does not look like he got poisoned, but he does sort of have a racking cough that sort of, you can see his veins sort of turn purplish for a second as the poison like affects his system, but he fights it off. Wendy.
So before I burn my last spell slot, I assume Ephraim has some spell slots to heal people.
You know he's cast Cure Wounds once.
I have 2 level 1 spells that I can use for healing word.
Isn't
I'm at-
healing word? Oh yeah.
I'm at 7 HP. No big deal.
I think it's worth it. I'm still gonna. We have enough healing. Why didn't I put a marker at Guiding Bolt? While I look this up, I say this is for hurting my friends. This is for corrupting people in this citadel. But most of all, this is for my family. I'm going to use my inspiration as I cast Guiding Bolt.
You don't have to use the inspiration until you see the roll, right?
Well, yeah. So I guess I'll do the first roll. I won't use it. 20. And
Yeah,
that
is
is
a
at Oakheart, obviously.
Oakheart, what? You mean
Or not
Dragonheart?
Dragonheart. The different heart.
Oak
one.
is ours.
Yeah. Oh, I am so sorry. That's 4d6 radiant damage.
Yep. And the next attack against him has advantage.
Correct. 13 damage.
Okay. So the sort of rainbow blast from Xerneas sort of shoots out from your symbol and smashes him right into the chest, and he stumbles back a little bit, but he seems sturdier than you expected.
I move my spiritual weapon to him, and I attack with it as well. And this time, I don't think I'll say anything. 17.
That is not a hit on him. Are you moving it against him or against the priest?
Him.
Yep, it's not a hit on him.
Okay.
The
Emojis.
answer was priest.
right?
Not for Wendy. Wendy has vengeance
So-
on the mind.
I guess can't do that for damage. Do we know if Dragonheart has any particular weaknesses, or is that something
He's
I'm gonna
weak
have
to dragon.
Wow,
Ice too.
I got you.
And fairy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because I have chromatic orb, but I'm trying to pre-plan. I mean, that's if I stay alive. But I'm gonna just do my D12 damage on the priest, because
You don't
I
have to roll
already know I have.
red.
Yeah, I don't have to. Whoops, where the heck? Okay. So D10. Oh, wait, D12 plus. No.
All right, so the lightning bolt still arcing through the air. Another pulse shoots through and hits the priest, but the priest still seems to be doing okay. Are you going to move at all? Or are you staying where you're at?
Move far away so he can't hit
I
you.
was gonna say, yeah, I was. Stan, don't
His
tell me
witch
what
bolt
to
has a
do.
range of like 120 or something ridiculous.
Yeah. Can I move back into the away from Wendy in
Yep.
the gut? Well, but I'll move straight back.
Okay. So you move straight back so that you're kind of in between the statues?
Yeah, between the four statues.
All right. So where you are seems to be a safe path. Like the range of the statues does not seem to hit that area.
Yeah, that's the point.
All right.
I know.
SBJ.
So pro.
I am going to. I'm going to call back D Pepper.
Okay.
And I'm going to bring out Soylent.
All right. So you spend your action. D Pepper is pulled back in, and Feather Dance ends. And then as your free action, you send out Yamask.
And then can I go into a defensive stance?
Nope. It took your full action to call back D Pepper.
Okay.
All right. So Dragonheart drops the crossbow, pulls out his great sword, and closes the gap to Ephraim, and attacks. He takes his first swing, which Ephraim blocks without a problem, but then he is surprised when a second swing comes back, but he still manages to catch that with his shield. So
Wow.
one hit and then the back, and Ephraim just sort of blocks both. A surprise, but not.
Doesn't phase him.
But doesn't phase
He's
him.
an ace.
Since Witch Bolt is still attacking the priest,
Yeah.
the priest turns his attention.
I was gonna ask if he made a concentration save for spiritual weapon, but that spell's too good. It doesn't
It's
require
too good.
Too good.
So I have to look up the spell real quick.
Oh, I have it. You want me to read it? Or
No,
what are you looking for?
Well, spiritual weapon. Wendy's got it.
Oh, wait,
I don't
spiritual weapon?
think that's what we're looking
Or-
for.
What spell are you looking for, Greg? Witch Bolt?
Nope.
No.
All right,
don't
I have to look at the range on something to see if I have to close the gap or not. I don't think I do.
Fireball? No.
No, you're still in range. All right, so the priest looks at Emojis and utters some dark words, and Emojis must make a wisdom saving throw.
You better make it.
Dan, don't tell me what to do. I told you that. Wisdom. Plus 4. 15?
All right, you again feel the same sort. You feel sort of the same paralysis that Wendy must have felt, but you fight it off without a problem.
He's trying to hold person.
The spiritual weapon, however, has closed upon Wendy and makes an attack.
18 is not going to do it. Thanks
gonna
to
do it.
Cole Carver Armor TM.
So the spiritual weapon sort of comes up behind, and Wendy sort of reaches back with the shield and just sort of stops its progress, well aware of what that spell does and its effects.
That was cool.
Ephraim, faced with Dragonheart in his face, decides to attack and does succeed in hitting. So he whips the sword around and sort of catches him in the side, doing some pretty good damage. But clearly Dragonheart is made of sterner stuff. He does not even seem to be at half health at this point. Stant.
Poison powder the priest.
All right.
Did Bulbasaur have another move?
Not up
You now
there.
know where
Glenn.
you now know where your thing is. So if you wish to close the gap, you can.
Oh yeah. Sure. Yeah, I'll get right next to him. As a matter of fact, like,
Okay.
'cause this is a move with reach, so it wouldn't put me at disadvantage, right?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, so I will poison powder. That one. That's a natural one.
No. So you kind of
So-
are dodging your own difficult terrain and sort of getting up close, and you sort of spray from the bulb on your back, and it just sort of floats off to the side and then hits. Does not do any damage.
It's hard to aim because it's on my back and I have to bend over. It's weird.
It's weird. Wendy.
I'm gonna try to head up to Dragonheart, so I have to make that wisdom save, right?
Yes, you've seen a bunch of people move around it, and Bulbasaur tried to tell you roughly where it is, so I'll let you make that with advantage.
Okay. 18 is the higher of the two rolls.
You know where it is. You can avoid it.
So as I'm moving up and approaching Dragonheart, I'm sort of thinking in my head, almost sort of trying to pray to Edwina, where Great Aunt Edwina, wherever she is, and I'm
She's
thinking,
in your backpack.
Not quite. I do put my hand on that brass statue though, and I say, I know how the men in our family treated you, and I know how where you ended up wasn't any better. I'm going to do all I can to make sure that I don't repeat that same mistake. And then putting my shield away, 2 hands on my warhammer. I'm going to attack Dragonheart. If I can get up there, I assume.
Yep, you can get up there.
I'm going to use my inspiration on that.
Okay.
Nope, 17 is still the highest roll.
So you're pull the hammer down, and he just sort of turns to you, locks eyes, and just throws up his sword, and it just sort of hit like a brick wall. His arm bends a bit, and then he pushes it off and pushes you back.
Okay.
And he just gets this sort of really gross-looking smile on his face.
Smug little turd.
Emojis is next.
Well, I'm very nervous because the priest is coming after me. So
Which
I'm just
bolt
gonna
him
do
to
my
leave?
lightning damage. Focus harder and get a crit going. That's what we need here. Roll an 8.
It's a lot.
All right. Another pulse of lightning hits, and the priest sort of staggers back and sort of grits his teeth, but he's still standing. Sort of like
Bulbasaur, you need to hit with your poison powder.
glaring at you.
I'm trying.
That brings us to SBJ and Yamask.
I will. So Yamask has
His name is Soylent.
Soylent. Stealth of +4 and dragon. Wait, the priest is still alive too, right?
Yep.
Priest not focused on me or Soylent. I want I tell Yamask to sneak up behind the priest to get that stealth advantage, and then
Right.
I will tell him to use Omnious Wind.
Ominous.
Yep.
Alright, so
that's
have
gonna increase.
have
For
Yamask
one
make
in
a
8
stealth
chance.
check.
It's 1d20 +4.
Or is it 1 in 16 for Ominous Wind? I can't remember.
Mm.
Nope. Got a
Well,
6.
he does it. We'd have to see if the guy notices. All right. He does notice Yamask, so he will not get advantage on his attack, but he still can close the gap and make the attack.
Okay. And then
He just doesn't get advantage.
I'm rolling. I don't see it here in the sheet. What am I rolling for? Wind. 1d20 plus.
Ooh, let me look it up.
Could while he looks it up, could Soylent have cleared the fog? Which,
It's 1d20 plus 5.
Okay.
Wait. Could he have?
yeah,
Could he have cleared
like,
the fog?
could he have cleared the fog with
I don't think there was any fog up here besides what.
No,
I
there's
came
no
out.
fog.
well, when
Oh,
episode 12 began.
yeah, but I would have wasted a whole turn switching.
Yeah. That is a hit.
That's right.
So even though the priest saw Yamask coming, he is not prepared for the attack.
And then it looks like 1d6 +2.
Yep.
Wonder what else this does.
6.
All right. So Yamask closes the gap, sort of reaches out the shadowy arms, and you're familiar with this attack. The sort of dark wind surrounds the priest. You sort of see the breath get sort of sucked away from the priest, and the priest kind of looks around, and his eyes roll into his head, and he falls back onto the ground.
Oh.
Yes.
It's like the coolest thing I've done.
That's pretty cool.
Dragonheart, now that Wendy is close, decides to focus his attention on attacking Wendy.
Yeah, I'll let him try.
So the first swing of his sword
Oh, dang, that hits.
connects for 10 points of slashing damage.
10 points?
10.
My good golly gosh. Holy cow.
And as you're reeling, he follows up with the second one and slashes you again for 10 points of damage.
That brings me to 0. I am unconscious.
No!
So just 2 great big swings of the sword, and Wendy sort of stumbles back and falls and hits the stairway. And
Is
all
she
of you
alive?
hear a dark and evil laugh come from Dragonheart.
Come on, Greg. Do a dark and evil laugh. You set yourself up for this. I want to hear.
Oh, that's good
Just
lighting.
like his aunt.
You had like red light underneath you. It was
I know, because I went to my microphone. All right, so he's done. The priest is dead. Ephraim.
Just because Wendy has a beard doesn't mean she's a guy. Greg.
I know, I made that
Doesn't
mistake.
She does.
Just like her aunt.
She very
All right.
famously does not have a beard.
Ephraim, furious at what just happened to Wendy, comes in and just slices up Dragonheart's side. Oh, really? It looked,
Minimum damage.
it looked good on paper. Yeah, it does good, but Dragonheart just sort of backs up a little bit away, so it does not go in as deep as he had hoped. And that brings us to Stant.
I'm too concerned about Wendy. I'll go back to Stant.
Okay.
And use Healing Word to pick her back up.
So Stant's body shimmers and he reverts back to his normal form, leaving the Bulbasaur behind.
Wendy! My spellcasting ability is +6. So it's a D4 plus 9.
Okay. Can I do a role play thing? Can I pretend that while I was unconscious, I was talking to the spirit of Edwina?
Sure.
So I, in this sort of liminal state between life and death, I ask Aunt Edwina, what are we supposed to do as women in this family to make our mark in the world if putting ourselves out there just makes us fall prey to these terrible people like Dragonheart?
So kind of thinking about it, you see your aunt sort of shimmer next to and in front of the vision of Xerneas. And she looks at you and says, "Don't make the same mistakes that I did. I allowed their judgment of me to drive my own self-worth and who I was. I didn't listen. I lashed out. And I paid the price. They don't have to believe us. We just have to believe in who we are."
Thank you.
And then she fades.
And at that, I stand up, and I look at Stant, and I say, "Thank you, friend."
Anytime.
And it's Wendy's turn.
No, it's not. That was only a bonus action.
I thought it was your
and a free
bonus action. I forgot that's a bonus action.
I'm going to cast Whole Person on Dragonheart. Okay. He has to succeed on a Wisdom saving throw against my spell save DC. Or be held.
Accountable.
I have that somewhere in my list of things. All right.
No.
Yes. He just looks and laughs at your paltry attempt.
Oh. Never mind. It is your turn, Wendy.
Yeah, it's Wendy's turn.
I'm trying to think of what I would say after coming back from the gates of death. Gosh, I'm drawing a blank. I'll say you'll never completely get rid of us coal carvers, and I'll hit him again, this time one-handed.
Okay.
Oh, whoops. I did that in the Twitch chat and not rolled one. Unknown command. Okay. That's a natural 1.
So while you're like still wobbling your feet and you're grabbing your shield off, you kind of swing, and his sort of just dark, lecherous look just sort of, it's so gross and just sort of just like touches something gross inside of you, and you just sort of miss. He's just both really charismatic and really unnerving.
Just wait like a few more seconds, and it's really gonna hurt.
And that brings us to Emojis.
Well, I want to use my bonus action.
Oh, your bonus action.
Oh.
Wait, yeah, I forgot your spiritual weapon.
Yeah. 16.
No. He is well aware of that thing and sort of shimmers off of his armor.
So, it's my turn now, right?
Yep.
I'm ready. So, since I can't, well, my target for Witch Bolt has fallen, so I want to use my spell Chromatic Orb
Okay.
and target it at Dragonheart. He is the last person standing, right?
He is the last person standing.
On the opponent team. So I guess I roll a d20 plus 6 to see if it hits.
And what flavor of orb are you making?
Well, we'll do that if I hit. So slow down. Or does it matter
I don't
now?
think that's how it works.
Yeah, it matters if on damage.
Right.
Oh no, I rolled a 10. Wait, I get to roll 4 on top of that, right?
Yeah.
So
So you fire off your chromatic orb and it sort of sails over his head.
come on.
I feel
Greg,
like if we actually
Greg,
hit
did you
these,
put- Yeah, I know, right? Greg must have cast some anti-crit spell and just gave us
I
all these bad rolls.
altered the code.
Emojis is just doing regular stuff, and he's like, "What is this?"
All right.
These powers are so limited. That was it, right? Or can I?
Nope, that was it. That was your action.
Yep.
From behind you near the door, a giant gust of fire shoots out and
it's your precious
misses.
baby.
My
It
son.
misses Dragonheart, but you see a little familiar creature who shouts, "Don't hurt Wendy." And that brings us to SBJ.
I will tell Soylent to again sneak up behind Dragonheart because Dragonheart has not even looked at me from what I can recall.
Correct.
And wind it up here.
So make a stealth check for...
Yep. That is d20 plus 5. That's a 22.
Yep. So he fades off. I will see if... Yeah. Dragonheart is not paying any attention to you or Yamask. Does Yamask wish to use his hex?
I thought about it, but I don't know if anything else is going to show up.
This is the boss, man. Do it.
Yeah, but you don't know if he can summon or if those statues are going to come to life.
This ain't the time to hold back.
Yeah, I
You
can
kill him before he does anything.
I can do Hex first.
What does Hex do?
90 feet, concentration up to 1 hour. Yamask places a curse on a creature that you can see within that range until the effect ends. Your Yamask attacks deal 1 extra 1d6 damage to the target whenever you hit it with an attack.
So
That's
it's
cool.
like the actual Hex spell. Cool.
Yeah. So Yamask is hidden and can make an attack with advantage.
Is that like +1 then?
You roll twice and take the higher of the 2 rolls.
Oh, okay. So I rolled a 20. That looks good. And a 15, so 20.
Yep.
And that's a
20.
modified 20 for podcast listeners.
So it's not a crit, but Yamask comes out and wraps the dark evil winds around Dragonheart's head.
Oh, I had to roll for damage. I'm not used to that. Okay. D6 plus 2. 4.
And then
then-
another D6
and
for
then-
the...
And
for the
6.
All right, so you kind of see the life being drained out. Also, roll a D4, I think, too low. Yeah, so roll a d4 minus 1 to see how much Dragonheart strength gets lowered.
2.
All right.
Ooh,
That's cool.
yeah.
All right, so kind of, and he sort of feels it. So
Have something to do with AC?
no.
Oh.
But he does turn once again now that Wendy is back up and mutters, "You should have stayed down."
Oh my god.
His first attack hits, but the second one shimmers off your shield. You still take 10 points of damage.
That's more than I healed you for.
Yeah. I'm at 0 again.
Oh no.
All right. Since you're right next to Ephraim, and there seem to be other people around, he kneels down, puts his hand on Wendy, and casts Cure Wounds.
Sweet.
And
10.
back
is
up
not,
to 10.
AKA not enough.
Yeah, true. I this time I turn to Ephraim and I say, thanks for helping me with the, poetic justice of my not dying to him.
Stant.
I run up to Dragonheart, turn back into a Bulbasaur, and spray him with poison powder.
Okay.
Did anyone get the advantage from Guiding Bolt that I cast like ages ago?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm fairly certain somebody got advantage.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Bulbasaur will never hit, ever.
Yeah,
Ever.
unfortunately, you kind of spray the gas out, and he just.
But I will
closes
sort
his
of,
mouth.
like insert myself between him and Wendy.
Okay. Wendy is next.
I will. Does my spiritual weapon stay up when I'm down? Because it doesn't require concentration.
I think so.
It doesn't say.
We're gonna allow it.
Okay.
Probably not, but we'll allow it because it's fun.
I'll take the disengage action to put some distance between myself and Dragonheart.
Okay.
I'll move. I'll say the full 25 feet
Okay.
away. And then sort of waving my hands, I'll guide the antler, and I'll say, Xerneas isn't done with you yet.
All right. So the antler sort of reorients itself as you disengage and head down the stairs,
10.
and just shimmers off his armor again. He's just not having it.
Oh, and I also say to Meepo, I say, thanks for coming to help.
Just nods at you. He's very focused on Dragonheart.
Understandable.
Emojis.
Yeah. Is Stant doing okay on health?
I'm doing the most okay you could possibly be doing. I've got a total of 75 health.
Well, I guess that probably wasn't even the right question. I actually meant how much is your armor, but it doesn't matter. You'll probably do fine. You'll stay alive. Watch next turn, you're dead.
Yeah, help Wendy out if you can.
Well, but Wendy retreated, so my plan doesn't matter at this point. I was gonna cast magic armor on Wendy. I thought that would be useful.
Yeah.
I'll be okay.
Yeah, you retreated. So I'm gonna take stab number 2 at this chromatic orb
Okay.
at Dragonheart. $14.
The orb just sort of shoots off and just impacts onto his armor, and the armor just seems to sort of absorb it, and then he is completely fine.
What a slimy goomy. God.
That's a good one. That was what a slimy goomy. It's,
Yeah.
it's real Pokemon World insult right there.
Meepo, standing next to Wendy, sort of moves forward so that he is in between Wendy and Dragonheart and fires off another firebolt, hitting quite good.
Now Meepo's
Not
gonna
a
show
crit.
me up.
But does quite a bit of damage, and Dragonheart sort of stumbles back a bit from the impact of the fire. And I get to do math. There we go. SPJ and Yamask.
You probably have no clue how much health this guy has. I will once again wind it up here.
Okay.
Ominously.
You know it. All right. That is...
I'm worried about this wind.
20. Not
That is a hit.
I need to learn how to roll from you nerds.
No, don't learn from me.
And I will roll
True.
my d6 plus 2. And then I will roll my d6. And we're looking at...
That's the same roll as before.
I hexed up the Roll20 calculator.
So the ominous wind sort of swirls around, and you kind of see all the life just sort of beginning to drain out. Dragonheart sort of like starts to fight against it, and he stumbles backwards, and you sort of see him just struggling, and then suddenly he just falls to his knees, and then he falls and lays on one side, and you hear this sort of very sick and disgusting crack, and as you're sort of watching, half of his face sort of slides off and hits the ground, and below it you just see this black swirling mass that matches what was released out of the tree, and then from his back this just sort of giant Giratina wing just sort of smashes out of the back. And then
This isn't even my final form.
he sort of stands back up and just sort of looks at all of you. I didn't think I'd have to get to this.
I told you. I called it.
We're
Logan.
We're in
He
rough
is,
right now.
He is in his new form. So you kind of see that his face is sort of shattered. There's sort of black goop sort of seeping out. The whole left side of his face is just gone, and there's just this sort of black fuzziness. He closes the gap and attacks Ephraim. He takes his sword. He's holding that in one hand. Slashes downward and just slams into Ephraim.
Did he provoke an attack
Yeah.
of opportunity from me?
No, he just sort of stumbled back and came right back in.
Okay.
Doing damage, which I have to do math. And then as Ephraim's sort of just sort of reeling from the blow, you see Dragonheart sort of stretch out his hand and sort of dark shadow claws come out, and he just slams, or attempts to slam, those dark claws into the heart of Ephraim.
Oh.
But Ephraim sort of throws up the shield and sort of knocks his hand away before it can actually connect.
Don't let him eat your oak heart.
Okay.
Ephraim decides to return the favor by slashing with the sword and just
23.
slams in. And that's sort of when the sun sword, the minute it hits this new form, it just sort of flares with radiant damage as it's connected with somebody who's undead.
Undead, huh?
Oh.
We still have a daylight spell going, don't we?
Yeah, my orb, Greg.
And it's just a massive amount of damage as it sort of flares, and Dragonheart sort of stumbles back.
Is that daylight spell still going?
Daylight spell is going, but daylight no longer hurts undead.
Oh.
Why?
It's
What?
part of the new
Fifth edition.
rules.
But what happened last episode?
I used.
You used turn undead. All right, Stan.
Ah.
Poison powder. Let's keep poison powdering. Yep, it missed.
So you toss the poison powder, and he just actively leans in, breathes in the powder, and it just sort of enters his system, and then is just sort of dissipated. And that kind of creepy black part sort of turns into an evil smile. He is completely unaffected by the poison.
So maybe I shouldn't even hit him in future. Okay. Oh.
Wendy.
So I'm gonna warm up a sacred flame. I probably should have turned to it before my turn. And I say, you may have, how would I word that? No, I'm not going to say that. It doesn't make sense. I'm just going to cast Sacred Flame and look stern.
That is a dex save, I believe.
Correct. 10 does not do it. 12
He does not. He does not step out of the sacred flame as Xerneas' light shocks.
Four damage.
All right, so he sort of rocked a little bit from the light, but he's still standing.
Actually, does it do any more because it's radiant damage and he's half Giratina?
Not that you could tell.
Okay. He's half vampire,
Emojis.
Weird.
half Dracula.
Is he no longer? Is he still a dragon? Undead dragon? We don't know. We don't
You
know
don't know.
anything. Greg won't tell me.
Well, I mean, he probably is a ghost dragon since he is undead now.
Oh, ghost dragon, right.
I like that Froakie on your head.
You see nothing. It's 10 o'clock. So I really want to hit this darn chromatic orb. It's going to be eventful because I'm going to roll this crit 3 times in a row when I hit. So chromatic orb at Dragonheart. SBJ attacks next, right? Or Yamas does, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
You get a D4 on it from Bless.
Oh, I didn't do that last time. Or maybe I did. All right. So rolling 1d20 plus 6. Do I?
Then plus 1d4.
1d4.
You have to type /R.
I've been using the dice roller thing in it. I'll just roll it separately. Oh, 22. No, I mean, the D4 doesn't really matter, but a 25.
Yep, that is a hit.
Take that.
What
Take
flavor
that,
of orb
Dragonheart.
are you hitting?
Well, because we're going to shift it up, I can do fire and lightning, and now I can do ice. So, definitely going to make this an ice attack.
Okay.
Yes.
And that means the beast takes 3d8 damage. So,
Nice.
3d8, 0. Roll!
Nice.
All right, so the chromatic orb just
Ah.
charges in and slams into him, and he stumbles back a little, sort of loses ground. Still standing,
But that 14 was big.
But- seems to be very damaged as more parts of his body sort of sloughs off, and you can kind of see the shadow starting to pierce through.
Did it seem like the ice did extra damage?
No, not that you can tell. Meepo shoots off fire. Not a great hit, but okay.
3 damage.
Damage is damage.
But
He's
yeah,
doing
it
very
hits him in the chest.
He's no
he-
Emojis.
He's not prepared for the multiple onslaughts as SPJ and Yamask are up.
Put it under your headset.
Oh, I'm up. Sorry.
Yep.
Is the hex still on him?
Yes.
Okay. And it's only when Soylent attacks, not when I attack.
The hex will go off when either of you attacks and does damage.
Okay.
Soylent OP.
Soylent is really good. First time I've said that.
Hey!
How
I'm just
far?
kidding. I like that taste.
How far away am I from?
You're only like 10 feet away.
Okay. My character is so impressed with the training that I've done on Soylent that I want to get in on the action. So I run up to Dragonheart and attempt to drop kick him in the chest. You want
SPJ going.
you want
beast mode.
strength or
Yep.
strength?
It'd be a strength attack.
Okay,
Same as what you use with your spear.
got it. And I'm gonna use inspiration and reroll that.
What a metaphor.
All right.
At least you don't have to stick with the net one.
It's your broken leg.
So you close the gap, but you still realize that you're covered in Gudra goop that you haven't scraped off. And so when you leap up to hit, you sort of stick onto the ground and do not actually get any air, and you just sort of slam into him a little bit and fall back.
Sounds like my character.
The undead Dragonheart, now that more of that is exposed, you see that it's beginning to shy away from the sunlight orb, but it's still going to attempt to attack. Attempts to attack Ephraim, but does not succeed. It seems that the sunlight is beginning to inhibit what it can do. So it has disadvantage, and so it lowers the sword, but it's trying to get away from the light at this point. It tries to follow up with a claw attack, but also there's so much going on that it just can't. It's beginning to sort of crumble, and it's losing cohesion. Ephraim takes another swing up
Oh, big hitter.
and just brings it up and through, driving it right into the heart
Jeez.
Just basically takes the sun sword, hauls back, just drives right through the center and drags down. You see like the daylight just start to shine through all of the cracks, and the body just sort of begins to shimmer, and then the shell of what the body once was just sort of explodes off, and then you see like the weird shadow goop struggle for a moment. It's trying to like pick up the pieces, try to put a body back together, but it just can't. And it just slowly begins to dissipate, and you can kind of start to hear this horrible scream. And you sort of have to grab your ears because it's just this horrible creature just desperate to cling to life, but it's got nothing it can do. And then a couple seconds later, it just dissipates into nothing. And the entire lair just sort of goes silent. All of the statues sort of stop doing what they were doing. And you are just left alone in silence with the shattered sort of plate armor of Dragonheart on the ground.
Well, we did it.
Was
So everything went silent, like in this room, but do we notice, like, I don't know, I guess let's go check other rooms. Let's go check the other rooms.
Can we investigate the coffin?
Yep.
Is there anything in there?
I'm gonna stick around. I'm gonna stick around here for a while.
My perception check.
I'll also do a perception check on the coffin tomb thing.
Okay.
1d plus 4. 12.
Got a 20.
All right, so in the coffin, you do find a warhammer that looks like it's made out of silver. You
Cool.
find a ton of gems. You estimate that the gems are probably worth about 500 gold. It looks like he was buried with a bunch of stuff.
100 gold for each of us.
And then you also find... I marked it somewhere. Where did I put it? There it is. You also find a bottle that is sort of filled with smoke. After playing with it for a little bit, you realize that it is an ever-smoking bottle. It seems to perhaps have been what he was using to empower the fog spell that was affecting you.
Seems useful. Anybody mind if I take this?
The spell of smoke bottle.
The ever-smoking bottle, yeah.
It's all urine, pee-pee.
That's a weird thing to say, Wendy.
Who wants the
My dad used
warhammer?
to say that all the time,
Can I
so I
take
like
it?
to think that Wendy's dad used to say that all the time.
Yes.
I don't know if I want. Does anybody want the warhammer? Can I?
Yeah.
I think Wendy will
When
probably
you
take
want
that
to, I was
one.
gonna say if you want it.
I must have been zoned out when you mentioned a warhammer, because
Yeah.
what is it?
It's a silvered
Oh.
warhammer. It looks like it was part of his old clan.
Yeah, you bet your butt I want that.
I'm gonna go ahead and
You.
I'm gonna draw the statues in here because I don't have Gudra.
Well, you have them in
And-
the dragon manuals, but you can transfer them into yours.
Oh, okay.
I'm assuming Wendy would want to talk to Meepo. This is me.
Yeah, I do want
This
to
is me
have-
out of
have-
character because
Yeah, I want to have a chat with Meepo, but I'll let you all do your things first or whatever.
I ain't doing nothing until I find out what happens with you and Meepo.
Okay.
I
In that case, I
take 250 gold from the chest.
What? No. There's only 500, buddy.
I know.
You gotta split it evenly.
and he is
I-
it's him and
I got no hammer or smoke Thank you very much.
Actually,
okay.
yeah,
You-
and
you
I'll
got a
take
point.
I'll take the other 250 then.
What does Ephraim
I
get?
got
Did I
stores to
get
find and spend.
Yeah, that's fair.
Ephraim
I'll
gets the
take-
satisfaction of providing a killing blow as an NPC and taking all of the dramatics out of that fight.
that's true.
I go up to although it is good for him to kill Dragonheart because Dragonheart killed all his friends.
Yeah.
Anyway, I go up to Meepo and I say, "Thanks for the help, pal. How are you? How are things with all your friends?"
In these past 15 minutes.
It's been 3 hours. He sort of looks at you and says, "They're afraid of me."
I was worried that would happen, but it's kind of what happened to. Did I get to tell you about my Aunt Edwina?
No.
Well, just like all the coal carver women, she was strong and brave, and some of her family were jealous, and they didn't understand why such great things, why Aunt Edwina could do such great things, but that doesn't mean Aunt Edwina wasn't great. Just because people didn't understand her, it doesn't mean she wasn't great. And the same goes for you, Meepo. You can do such great things, and some people will be confused, some people won't understand, but you and I and all my friends know that you are a beautiful creature.
You're a good friend, buddy.
I can't stay here anymore.
I understand. You're welcome to come with us. I know it's nothing like the home you know, but you're as much a part of this team as any of us, as far as I'm concerned.
Did a lot more damage in that last fight than I did.
Then I'll go with you.
I am so happy to hear that. We're gonna do amazing things together, pal.
He seems happy with that. He's still a little sort of messed up in the head from the last 24 to 48 hours.
Yeah.
But he nods.
What's Ephraim doing?
Ephraim is just sort of he's just sort of sitting on the stairs, clearly praying. He's turned off the sword, and he's just sort of taking stock of his own mental state.
Okay. I turn to our team and I say, Dragonheart did a lot of terrible things and made a lot of mistakes, but his biggest mistake was messing with us.
And then we all jump
You
up
are
in the
all
air
awesome.
and freeze frame.
Yeah. And I say, I want to apologize for being abrasive with you all at first. I'm used to not being taken seriously, and I think I overcompensated with all of you. That doesn't mean I'm not great, because you better believe that I am the strongest dwarf you will ever meet. But you are all the strongest people I have ever met, and I don't want my I, 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 I don't want what I say to make you think anything otherwise.
I think you're great, Wendy.
You too.
You're pretty awesome. Not it.
I'm gonna check on my tattoo and see if it's still the mark of Arceus.
Still there.
Y'all, I don't think we're done. We did a good thing, but we haven't even found our 5th member. What do we do next?
Take a nap.
Go shopping.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea.
Taking a nap.
Stant will at least check the rest of the dungeon to make sure that that bad magic has gone away.
Yeah, what happened to the statues?
When you're walking out of this, you kind of leave these dark rooms and you go into the main, and the sort of strange oppressiveness that you felt before is just gone. It's still creepy because it's an underground, creepy, destroyed cavern full of blood, but it does not feel like it's like pressing its will upon you anymore. It feels calm.
Well, I'm definitely gonna go fill my water skin up with another flame breath potion.
When you make your way back there, that is gone. The
Well,
fountain
dang it.
is dried up.
Take that, Logan.
All right, I look at Buck's druid study and see if there's any good stuff there that I would want to take, like herbs and stuff. Or research.
Everything that you have of worth was already in his bag of holding. So you have anything of worth. There wasn't much.
But I'm still capable of making the cure to that mushroom stuff. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, did the mushroom stuff go away?
No.
Okay.
I feel like that's probably more Buck's thing than it was
Yeah.
Dragonheart's.
Yeah.
The Eradicate episode. Whew.
But Buck was messed up.
What are you
because
talking
of
about?
Dragonheart, so.
What are you talking about? Rules 1 and 2 are we do not talk about the Eradicate room.
Greg,
You're
do you have
talking
any?
about the mushrooms and it brought back bad.
I'm
memories.
assuming you all head back to town.
Yes.
Yeah, we gotta go to a store.
Yeah, spend some cash.
Gosh, they might. I don't want them to attack Meepo, because he's a kobold.
People. Oh, can I? Maybe I can cast my. I have a spell for that.
Oh,
I do. I could cast. I had a spell. Where's my book? The one I cast against the Rattata.
Silent image.
Silent image. There it is. Yeah, sorry. I had the wrong PDF open.
It will help in certain situations, but it's certainly not a permanent
yeah.
solution.
It's an easy Band-Aid fix, so we can go
Yes.
shopping.
I have like a big cloak I can put him in, so he just looks like a cloaked stranger.
Stand him on your shoulders, and then put the cloak on, and then you're one human sized.
We'll call you Humpback Wendy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can easily get out of the cavern. You take the 3-day trek back to
Do we meet the
Cerulean Town.
Bulbasaur at the top of the thing?
They left.
Fair.
Yeah.
They were more than happy to be free and have headed off for greener
Goodbye,
pastures.
Honeydew and Melon.
They were so beautiful.
So you get back to town. The stores are open. People are around. You kind of realize that you've been gone for a week.
What is in this town? What are the landmarks? We know the inn.
Yep. So there's the inn. There's the general store. The general store seems to have just gotten a fresh supply of goods. There are a bunch of town, just houses, farmhouses. There's nothing all that special.
Okay. Actually, while I'm thinking about it, what does my new Warhammer do? Anything?
It's the same as your Warhammer, although it's considered silvered.
Oh, okay.
Be good against fairies.
Yeah, or like werewolves. I'll go to
That bartender lady seemed to know a lot at the very beginning.
yeah, I'm gonna go to the inn.
All right, so you go back in. Gloria's still tending bar. Her two very good-looking bar helps are still there, wandering around, serving the
Still
farmers and
don't
stuff.
care.
And the one is not Gloria, which was a big mistake from episode 1.
Oh.
Should we
Are
all
there
just
any,
order a round of beer to celebrate?
Yep, you have a lot of money, so you can buy the best
Oh,
of
yeah.
the best.
this
Well, we don't
this
need to
time
ask.
I buy my friends a round of actually the best in the house.
Gloria happily takes your money. She welcomes you back.
Yay.
Sweet. So that's 10 gold to give everybody
Yep.
the stuff. Okay. So
Meepo like drowns in his giant
Giant mug.
so I don't know. You guys think we should tell them that there's no apple anymore? Or...
They can figure that out.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Next year, when they start planning and it's not
Ephraim, what do you like? How'd you figure out what you had to do when you were chosen?
Well, we're probably going to need to get all 5 of you to the Oracle.
Okay, well, step 1, how we find the 5th one.
That's a problem.
Who is the
there.
Oracle?
Problem.
Yeah, the Oracle is a mountain, unfortunately, on the Sevi Islands.
The Oracle
We'll have
is
to
a
make-
mountain.
We'll have to make a deal with the elves to get to.
Did you say the Oracle is a mountain or is at a mountain?
At a mountain.
Oh, I was gonna say this is gonna get to some that like short film that plays before
One of the Pixar movies.
what Pixar movie is that where it's about the volcano that loves another volcano? Anyway, it's Inside Out. It's because
Inside Out.
it's called lava.
Love.
Yep.
Now that we got that squared away,
That was the first thing that I thought of as well. So
Well, we have free ships with me to travel where we got to go.
Yeah,
So
so
you know the way.
I have a few
Ephraim
more questions. before
also-
we go, but-
there's a couple problems that he brings up to the group.
Oh,
The seeds of the last apple are still out there,
Mm.
out in the world.
out in the world.
Okay.
So it might be best to search for those, or it might be best to try to find a way to track down who the 5th is, or if anybody can find the 5th. It's up to you.
let's
Or-
go save some people while we ask other
Yeah.
people if they know about our 5th.
Sounds good.
Ephraim,
Taking out 2 birds with 1 stone. Damn.
when I
Smart.
when I asked Dragonheart about the Chosen, he said it depends on who chose us. Were you also chosen by Arceus?
Yes.
Are there other Chosen that are not chosen by Arceus?
Yes. I have heard of others.
Was the group in which my great aunt was in, do you know who chose them?
I believe they were chosen by Palor.
Do I know anything about Palor? Can I
Yeah,
roll a
Palor
religion
is
check?
the standard god of the sun for
Okay.
most human races.
Okay.
I hint at sun and moon coming out next winter.
Gen 7.
Nice one, Greg.
Cross promotion.
All right.
Are there any like bards in the inn that are like playing a song?
Not right now, but there probably will be at night.
Okay. Well, can
And
we
we
hang
can
around until?
What time
listen.
of day is it?
You have no idea.
Hey, Gloria, what time is it?
So it's midday. She tells you it's midday, and it's a Thursday.
No better day to get drunk than Thursday afternoon.
When does your happy hour start?
It's always happy hour here.
That just means you don't have any drink specials.
I don't know what drink specials are.
Credits? What is?
All right, so we will close out with all of you in the inn drinking and figuring out what next steps will be. So, season 1, epilogue. So we fade out on the group in the tavern, and we fade in on the lone creature who's pulling a poorly made cart across a bleak and rocky field. If anything ever grew on those fields, it's been a long time and long since forgotten, as the fields just look hopeless and dead. The figure makes its way towards a ramshackle cottage, this harsh wind sort of pushing at its back and making the tarp over its cart flap. The door of the cottage opens in anticipation as the creature draws near, and a tall man, thin, almost skeletal, covered in a hood, motions for the visitor to come inside. The creature nods slowly and carefully pulls the tarp back, revealing a large, wrapped-up parcel. It carries it gently in its arms inside, and the hooded man nods for him to put it on the table, which he does, placing it carefully down. The hooded man moves over towards a shelf that's full of weird vials and bottles, each one sort of filled with a new horror and strange concoction. There's a pair of eyeballs, a couple of fingers, a big slab of mud. He searches for a moment and finds a big bowl and lifts it up and turns back to the creature. He makes his way to the table and says to his visitor, "If I do this, things won't be the same. Do you understand this?" The creature thinks for a moment and then slowly nods and lowers his eyes to the floor. The hooded man makes his way to the table and unwraps the parcel, uncovering pale, dead flesh underneath. He dips his thumb in the black goop and quickly draws 3 marks on the forehead of the corpse. In the shape of a Y, within seconds, the mud dissipates into the body, and the hooded man begins to chant. He chants loud and angry, and the wind begins to scream outside as if the world itself is trying to stop whatever's happening inside. The hooded man is undaunted in his chants and continues going until the screams of the wind are drowned out by the screams coming from the corpse. The corpse shoots up, once again alive, the bandages falling from its face, its dead eyes once again regaining life, and it instinctively strokes its axe-shaped beard. The hooded man smiles, looks at Buck, who's alive again, and says, "Come, there's much work to be done."
And then
End of
Thanos turns
season
towards
1.
the camera and smiles.
All right, guys, that wraps things up. What we'll do is we'll probably do an audio podcast with the 5 of us, just kind of recapping the season and our thoughts and whatnot. I will get this up in iTunes and on SoundCloud. If you missed the first half, I will add the fancy music that I do. I don't know how detailed I'm going to edit this because we're approaching 2.5 hours on this audio. And that's a long time. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Again, oh yeah, before I forget, I will be sending out a Survey Monkey of just some questions overall about the show and, you know, possibly leading up to a season 2 and what we actually want to do with that and how we want to organize that and maybe do some other stuff with Greg. I'm sure he has a million campaigns he wants to run. But I thank everyone for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this season. and we will see you guys in the future.
Bye.
Bye.